It is Thursday, August the 4th, 2022. Of course, I almost said, of course, we're doing 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. We are live we're live every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We do not pass. NFL starts today, preseason. From the heartland of America, Ohio. When I was a kid, I thought Ohio was in Hawaii. It's the same letters, right? Like it's only 13 letters in the Hawaiian alphabet. Ohio fits, right? It's like, wow, is that in Hawaii?
I was going to say, to my displeasure, I still found out that it's not here.
It's not in Hawaii. It's an island. The island of Ohio. Islands in the stream.
We have a lot that's close.
Nothing in between. Sail away with me to another world. It's the good stuff. So what are you guys up to? What's the good word?
It's going to be hot out here today. We got a heat wave going through. How is it up there where you are at, Chris?
You know what? It's actually pretty hot today here as well. So, and we're not too far from the water, so the humidity really kicks our butts. But
it's not the heat; it's the stupidity. That's what they say.
That's why I'm always hot. That's why I'm always running and sweating. And yeah, it's hot, it's sticky up here, but that's okay. When it gets really cold, it makes you appreciate these warm days. So
I've been running. I went for my run again today. I'm not getting that much further, as far as my runs go, and I'm not I'm just a couple weeks in, but I'm definitely faster in my attack portions. I'm not better I still have a lot of hill work to do. And that's generally like when I race, that's where I attack, is on the hills, but it's like I could see like I still have it. Like I just got a lot of work to do. I got to take off about 17 to 18 pounds, and that will definitely help the speed and the endurance, and all of those things will come with that. But I could see on the top end that I'm doing, I can maintain a 5-minute mile pace for a minute, and that's, a couple weeks into it. And I can do that several times over the course of a run. So it's like, I know I can do it still. I know I can still do top end speed. It's just, I just can't maintain it too long. And it's like, I'm gassed after like 2.5 miles of, mixing 1 minute of that in, every 6 or 7 minutes. I just go full all out attack. And it's about a 5-minute mile pace, maybe a little bit north of that. And, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. I could see that I'm going to shoot for the Vegas half, rock and roll half at the end of February. See what I do there. I'll shoot for that and see if I could go sub 130 in that, sub 120, 130. Then I'll probably be ready for the big stuff. Are we ready? I'll be on the podium.
I'd probably have a heart attack if I tried to do that.
I think that 120 would put me on the podium for my age group. 85 and older.
Jesus.
I thought you were 100.
You put me on the podium,
So the other two people out there are lost. They don't know how they got up there.
Yeah, I that's how I was the last time I was on the podium. I was like, there was some kid like that I was out in front, and he was like a jackrabbit, and it was like, oh my God, man. I tried to like run him down. It was like, there's no chance, totally different age group and different, just a different level than me. And for some reason I tried to run him down in Chicago, and I was on the podium, and I was getting lightheaded. I thought I was going to drop right off the thing. But
look over at him. I almost had you.
No, he wasn't on the podium with me. He's in a totally different division. It's like he said to me he said to me at the finish line, because it's I mean, even though you're way behind, it's only a matter of a couple seconds really. Is all it really is. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, something like that. And he turns around and he's like, "There's no way I was gonna let some old man catch me." That's what he said to me. He's like, "There's no way I was gonna let you catch me." He's like, good try. There's no way I was going to let you. I got some new patio furniture yesterday. It's going to be delivered in, I don't know, 8 to 10 weeks or something, but it's Amish. It's made by the Amish they make it out of milk cartons, old milk bottles, plastic milk bottles. They recycle them and then they color them, and then they make this patio furniture. So I don't know.
Amish make good furniture.
So the Amish, right? They can't drive a car. This is what it is. So that's the only restriction that they have.
No electricity, I think it was.
No electricity?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No electricity.
So what happens what about the Amish chicken? So he doesn't drive the car either? No electricity? And if the chicken does drive the car, is he shunned by the Amish or the chickens?
It's like sacrilege.
Is the chicken then shunned by the Amish or shunned by the chickens? Or both? Double shunned.
Well, I'm friends with a formerly Amish girl, so
Really? Let's have her on. Let's have her on. I would like to have her and Zawacki debate the topic. I think that would be interesting, because I think it would, maybe if Rod's on over the weekend, we'll have to ask him his insight on this, because it's almost weird to have a chicken discussion without Rod.
She was on the reality show Breaking Amish. LA
Breaking Amish?
like years ago.
What about Amish Mafia?
No.
Remember that one? That was the best. With the illegal maple syrup operation. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of illegal maple syrup operations, we've got football in the heartland of America tonight in Canton. We've got the Jaguars and the Raiders, and this one should be super interesting as far as preseason goes, because not only are none of the starters playing, well, a lot of the backups aren't playing either. So this is going to be a bad football game. And it's a lot of guys that might be competing for roster spots, but very few guys that will be competing for playing time. So, Chris, what do you think of this thing?
I mean, it's like you said, you gotta really look down the depth chart and sort of compare notes that way, because like you said, we're obviously not seeing Trevor Lawrence, no Travis Etienne, and I think the Jaguars even announced no C.J. Beathard. So now, like you said, we're down to third and fourth strings. And when you compare side by side third and fourth string quarterbacks, at the very least, I'd rather have I'm trying to remember who it was for the Raiders, but it was Kyle Sloter and Jake Luton for the Jaguars. I put any other third or fourth string quarterback against whoever the Jaguars are throwing out there. So I'll lean towards the Raiders at -2.5. I'm not touching that total. I know it's going to be an ugly game.
It's like down to 29.5 or something.
I saw 30.5. I've seen 29.5.
Yeah.
The only concern I have is that if it's bad football, you run the risk that you're going to create short fields for the other team.
And Doug Peterson is known for being an asshole about this stuff. And it's like, I could easily see him kicking the meaningless field goal to put this one over the total.
Yeah,
I like when he does when that benefits me.
Yeah,
I could see something at like 16-13 or something like that, and he kicks the field goal to put it at 32 if it's lined at 30. So I lean towards.
Here's
Vegas.
something that I'm looking at this game, right? Okay, none of these players are relevant, right? And if this is the Raiders and the Jaguars in the regular season, I really like the Raiders roster right now as far as their starters go. I like all their receivers. I like the idea of Hunter Renfrow with Devontae Adams. I mean, this is going to be a very powerful offense. If Jacobs can run the ball at all, this is going to be a powerful offense. But the thing is that none of those guys are playing in this game. And the Raiders' backups last year, and once the receiver, the guy who went to jail, the first round draft was Ruggs. Once he left, they didn't have any deep threat or anyone to stretch the field, and not that they're going to have anyone that can throw it to stretch the field anyway. But I think aside from all of that stuff, and the Jaguars, I mean, basically they've been playing like a JV team for the last decade. So, this is probably not going to be that big of a drop-off for them. But I think the weird thing here is for me, and we'll get Brian's opinion in a second, is that the Jaguars play in a lot of these weird games. Okay? They play in a lot of these weird games. And I don't mean like weird scores or weird on the field or weird any of this stuff. They play a lot of games in London. They play a lot of games in like these neutral site things. They really know as an organization, and I'm not saying like from the from the coaches and that. That's all irrelevant to it. But the organization as a team, they understand travel and neutral site games, right? Because they're not like in Oakland, a place where they play all the time, or something like that, or in Buffalo, or something like that, where it's pretty much been there, done that. This is kind of a one-off type thing, and that's what these guys do, right? This is what the Jaguars do. This is in their wheelhouse. They play extremely well in London, right? Because they got the London thing down, and it's like I would be very, very nervous, to go against the Jags here based on that alone. Is that I believe that they'll be way more settled in and okay in a place like Canton on a neutral site than a Raiders team that, can't even handle living in Vegas. I mean, how many guys got arrested and thrown off this team last year? A few first rounders, right?
And I mean, to your point with that, the Jaguars, I'm just looking at it now, have played an international game every year since 2014.
Yeah, organization is built on these neutral site weird games. This is what they do. And the Raiders, they don't. They played, they can't, they struggle to hold it together at home. Is what they do. Not on the field, it's the off the field. I'm not, on the field, you look at the rosters, the Raiders, are probably a lock for the playoffs. And the Jags, if they can get close to 500, it's probably a good season for them. But this whole, I don't know. Brian, what do you think?
Boy, I mean, I don't see how either of these teams are going to score points. But it seems too obvious here to take the under. So I'm probably going to, as far as free picks go, wait until close to kickoff and jump on the over, hoping I can get the 29.5. You say that's where it's dropped to currently, 29.5, 30.
Yeah, 29.5, 30.
Yeah, I'm going to wait as long as I can. I mean, if you look at the Jaguars quarterbacks for tonight, Luton and Sloter out of Northern Colorado in his third year. But I think we'll see something from Nick Mullins tonight.
Yeah, the problem is we've seen something from
He's
Nick
the
Mullins.
best quarterback in this game.
No, he's not.
No,
he's not. He is a horrible. If you've been in the NFL as long as he is, it's kind of like Crash, whatever his name is, from Crash Davis in Bull Durham. The home run hitting champion of the minor leagues. It's like this is even worse. Nick Mullins is a guy that started in the NFL. Jake Luton's a guy he had spot started when guys were injured. He's played here and there, but Mullins is a guy that actually was an NFL starter. And
which benefits him in this game.
No, he stunk so bad that he's at this position. He's so bad. I'm gonna throw out a term that we use on this. Well, I was gonna say a term we don't use often, but I'm gonna say a term we do use often. He's straight ass. Anyways.
But if Nick Mullins was, let's say he's the quarterback in the USFL for one of those teams, I bet he'd be the MVP.
No, he wouldn't.
His level of talent.
No, he wouldn't. All right. He would be a disappointing out of the league. He would be. Either you have it or you don't. He doesn't.
I'll lean towards the over just because the numbers set it so low. I don't see how they're going to score, though, but maybe they'll get some points on the board.
Speaking of backups, I didn't realize the Browns had Joshua Dobbs. I think he's the guy that plays if Watson doesn't play. With him, I think I like Dobbs. I like him, but I don't like any of the other guys. Certainly not Josh Rosen or Jacoby Brissett.
That'll be a nice quarterback battle in the preseason between those guys.
Well, we got 10 games today, I believe in them. Is it 10 or more? 12, right?
12.
12.
Well,
13?
It's 13 with the doubleheader from yesterday.
Nice, 13. My $15 pick was one of those games, the one game that got rained out. My first rain out I've had in my big play this season. Damn it. Oh well. That's what happens when
now we get twice the action from that game today. So
yeah, but it's different pitchers, it's different matchups. Anyways, we do have baseball in Pittsburgh where the Brewers have really gotten bruised here. You know, we've been playing the Pirates on the run line in this series, but we haven't even needed it. Pirates, Zach Thompson against Brandon Woodruff. Then we got Chris Ruffalo gets to say it 2 days in a row. Miles Mikolas. He's got Miles Mikolas and Jake Luton in the same day. It's like we're gonna have to try and control him.
August.
And have to try and control him. He's like, and then we got Jansen Junk in the trunk against Paul Blackburn. Chris, what do you think of these three beauties?
Yeah, don't be squeezing anyone's junk, but I'm gonna go with the Pirates here. I will still take the +1.5, but wouldn't be opposed to the money line either. I think Zach Thompson is now going to be the lead man for this Pirates pitching staff. He's pitching really well this season. And Brandon Woodruff, he's given up 1 run in back-to-back starts, but he still has a 4.70 ERA on the road this season. So I think the Pirates can at worst keep this one close if they don't win another one outright here. So give me the Pirates +1.5, and I'll also take the under 7.5. Cubs Cardinals game 1. The under's pretty much just going to be, I think, for my play for this entire series. I just see all these being low scoring games, and the Cubs are actually getting decent spots for their starting pitching, like Marcus Stroman, who pitches better on the road. But I expect Miles Mikolas to be able to hold the Cubs in check again, as I expected him to the other day. So give me the under 7.5 in that one.
You going to put any money at all on that Hall of Fame game?
I might put a couple bucks on it, just to if I got a free bet or something on the Raiders, maybe. I don't know. It's there's so much volatility in preseason football, let alone the Hall of Fame game, that makes it hard. But I still might have one. Why not?
I love preseason.
I won't be betting it. Not even close. I strongly recommend that nobody does. Brian?
Oh, that'd be a faulty recommendation, but you deserve to give your own recommendations, so you're allowed to have that opinion. I like preseason. Mitch has really nailed the Milwaukee Brewers Pirates series so far, and for me, I don't think there's any reason not to take the Pittsburgh Pirates +1.5 here. Zach Thompson, former Marlin, I think he's better than his 5.09 ERA, and the Pirates are fighters. I think they keep it within 1. Oakland A's and Angels, the real Angels showed up last night when Ohtani pitching. Blackburn gave up those 10 runs in his previous 2 starts ago, but I think he got back on track in his last one. I'm going to take the Oakland A's and Blackburn to get it done against the Angels.
I'm taking the Pirates. Been there, done that. Brewers 0-8 on the run line following a loss. Taking the 1.5. I mean, they're giving out money. They're handing out money, and they have handed out money in this series. And the weird thing is, in the YouTube comments, I see all these people crying about how the Brewers, screwed them or whatever. It's like, how is that even possible? All you have to do is look at the betting tools to take you off of that, right? It's like, even if it doesn't put you on it, at least it takes you off of it, And it's kind of like, at least it makes you question it. But man, I got the worst. Not the worst, but I got the weirdest message today through the intercom thing, the customer service. Some guy saying what a piece of garbage I was for my free picks. It was mean. It was a very mean-spirited, it's not all love letters that I get, believe it or not. This was it was something about the free picks. People are hinging on, my free picks that I give out. If you're hinging on my free picks and you're putting if you're basically betting something significant in your life on my free picks, stop. Stop right now and stop betting. Really. Go on Chris's free picks. Go on someone else's, because I don't want that kind of pressure on my free picks. Free picks is an opinion on every game. And a lot of these picks on the free picks, we're just looking at the value side of things. But man, this guy was like, what a piece of garbage I was for me not, the way I was giving out my free picks. Like, what are you talking about, man? What a jerk. Jerk. Jerk face. Jerk store called. They're out of you.
Running out of you.
They're wondering when you're going to show up for your shift.
The jerk store called. I'm calling the jerk store. I'm on the Pirates. Taking the run line. Our next slot. We've got the Giants and the Dodgers. Just stop the series. Just stop it.
The bases loaded in the 7th inning. Nobody out, and the Giants couldn't get any runs in. That really made me angry.
The Giants don't even want it. Phillies, Nationals. Noah Syndergaard serving them up for the Phillies today. And then you've got Joe Musgrove versus Kyle Freeland in San Diego. San Diego, the new Square Fest.
-1.
Ryan, you got Kershaw at only -225 and Musgrove at -290.
Yeah, a lot of -1.5 heroes out there. They love those ones. But.
And Syndergaard at -235. You got this is your block.
Well, if I'm allowed to go here, I'm going to say that for me, I think in this block, probably the Washington Nationals +1.5 is probably the best bet of this grouping.
How about the over? How about the over?
Well, if you listen to my Take It to the Bank, I had the over in that game.
I don't listen to your Take It to the Bank.
Well, yesterday, my free picks 5-1. 4-1 on Fast 5, 1-0 on Take It to the Bank. So make sure you guys check it out. My premium sucked. But
which
anyway.
Which is better than my free picks, which got me hate mail.
Well, I'd rather have my I shouldn't say that, but I really need my premiums to do well. But in this game, I think the Nationals are a good play. The Phillies are joke artists. These are the games that they've been losing for decades. And Syndergaard way overpriced here. I think it's a one-run game. I worry about Espino getting pulled after 4 or 5 and then that bullpen, but that's +1.5. And then I'm going to take the San Francisco Giants probably the 4th day in a row. So I'm taking a real beating on this. I like Junis. He's a good, strong pitcher. Gives the Giants 5 or 6 strong innings. It's just I can't imagine them get swept at home to their hated rival. I'm going to take the +1.5 though, make it safer.
Yeah, I am going to take the over 9 in that Phillies Nationals game, mainly because of Espino. He's allowed 4 runs in 4 of his last 6 starts. And like Brian said, even if Espino has a decent start, he's got to hand it over to that Washington bullpen. But Noah Syndergaard had a really bad ERA on the road this season outside Angel Stadium, and now he's got to go to a new ballpark, a hitter-friendly ballpark like Citizens Bank. I want to see how the adjustment goes for him there. So I'm going to take the over 9. I think he has a bit of a bumpy outing here. And I'm going to ask Brian what the safe word is for this Giants series if you're going to keep taking a beating like that. I got to go with the Dodgers here. I don't love backing the Dodgers, but this is just a spot where the Giants haven't shown any fight. And I'd rather have somebody else rather than Jacob Junis against Clayton Kershaw. I think Junis is going to have a hard time matching zeros here. So give me the Dodgers on the run line.
Taking the Dodgers on the run line.
Aye.
I'm taking the over in the Nationals Phillies game, despite Bittler being on the same play.
I had to get you a Kershaw jersey.
I want the Kershaw shirt like Ninos has with the big picture of him across the front. That's the best one. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm just going to bet against the Padres every single game. I really don't care. Tomorrow the Dodgers play the Padres. I really love the Dodgers in that series.
Where's it at? San Diego?
No, L.A.
I hate both teams.
Hate them. I really don't like the Padres now because they are the new square bandwagon team. I'm sure Zawacki's got a Padres hat. If not, we got to get him one. Zwacky's probably all over him. Like,
Oh, he changed his Facebook to the Padres yesterday.
did he?
Just teasing.
Twitter.
I don't want to get an email.
Twitter.
I'm just kidding.
Rod will be out there corrupting the Amish chicken. San Diego. Juan Soto went to San Diego. He approved the trade because of their fine snack bar selection. He goes, in Pick Dogs, they went through the entire snack concessions in San Diego that day. Just so happens. Soto signs the same day. Anyways, Chris, what are you selling today?
For me today, I got my $15 pickoff play. We're going for 3 in a row after cashing yesterday. So hoping to make it 3 straight. And I've got that $15 pickoff play as part of my Thursday Throwdown MLB 3 pack for $40 Pick Dogs Premium. Remember, use that code AUG15, AUG15, all lowercase, for 15% off at Pick Dogs Premium.
Brian.
Well, for me, free picks were awesome. Premium were 1 and 2. I'm going to bounce right back here. I think I have the best dog on the board. You can get my best bet for $15, pickdogs.com. Or now's the time to get on board that NFL preseason pass. Or make sure you're signed up for YouTube Premium VIP membership.
Yeah, my $15 play got rained out. I went back to the well on the Cardinals after winning on the Cardinals. It's the first time I've ever done that, gone back to the well on the same team for back-to-back nights, and I did it on the Cardinals, and they end up getting rained out. So if you bought my $15 big play yesterday, which a lot of people did, you got your $15 credit in your account. You don't need to email me and say I got rained out or anything like that. You got a credit in your account. You can use that $15 on anybody's plays. It doesn't have to be on my big play, which I love. And you can still use that code AUG15, get 15% off. But yeah, I don't love today's card. It's just not a lot of there's not a lot out there to choose from. But I do like my big play a lot. So be sure to pounce on it. $12.75 with the coupon. Call it coupon or coupon, Ruffalo? Ruffalo's a good enunciator.
I go coupon.
I was always a coupon guy until someone made fun of me. My word I struggle with is museum. That's my one that that gets me. That's my word.
Don't get me started. We have my fiance and I go back and forth on words. She can't stand it. There are certain words that people say, and they're commonly mispronounced. But I always be like, "Why do you say it like that?" Like somebody says library, and I'm like, "There's a second R, there's a first R in there." You realize that? And she's like, "Why do you have to call people out on it?" I don't know. It's what I do.
Any reason why the Cubs would keep Marcus Stroman on the roster and when you've unloaded everybody?
How long is his contract for?
I don't know.
Didn't they just sign him?
Yeah, because if it's a 1-year deal, that gives him a lot of motivation if he wants to get paid again.
No, I think it was longer than that. I think it was like a multi-year deal. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me look here.
Maybe they wanted a high price for him and no one would take it, like Contreras.
He signed a 3-year, $71 million contract.
Hold on, that's why nobody wanted him.
What is it? 3 years what?
3 years, 71, all guaranteed.
Wow. Cash? Or is that or is part of it in part of it in merchandise?
No, it looks it just looks all guaranteed. It includes an opt-out as well. So
team opt-out or him? Player option?
I mean, I'm just
or team option.
3 years, 71. I think it just says opt-out here.
Anyways, while you're doing that, we'll go to our next set here. We've got the Guardians and the Astros, Justin Verlander, and dropping odds here on the Astros. Brian is in his wheelhouse. He's got
baby, load up the truck, man.
He's got his magic 8 ball out. He doesn't even need to shake it to say all signs point to yes.
Guardians.
Most likely. That's what it says. There it is. Anyways, Guardians against the Astros, the Metropolitans against the Bravos, and Sonny Gray against Alek Manoah, who I don't know what's up with Manoah, right? He's kind of maybe he's all right. Maybe he's too fat. Maybe that's why he's running out of gas. Anyways, Brian, what do you think of these three? We know these are all your friends right here involved in this slot.
Well, it wouldn't be Verlander start if I wasn't on the other side. So, I'm a glutton for punishment. I'll take the +1.5. This Guardians team's first place in the Central. Lot to play for. Plesac got roughed up a little bit last start. I think it stays within a run. Too many people making love here to Houston. You said the Braves and the Mets also, correct? Yep. I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves on the road. I think Mitch is right. I think the Mets will end up collapsing, and with Carrasco on the mound, I think we're getting a good number with Atlanta and right here on the road.
Do you think Manoah's too fat?
I think he could stand to lose some weight, but there have been a lot of plump pitchers out there.
There's been a lot of guys that lost the weight and then they weren't good anymore. Like
what's that Yankees left-hander?
Like Ruffalo.
CC Sabathia.
Like
CC Sabathia, he did it.
What? Wait, what? Like me? What?
Ruffalo had a fruit cup for lunch. He lost. He went on a 2-game losing streak.
Ruffalo reminds me of Sid Fernandez.
I had a fruit plate, and that was when Virginia lost to the UMBC. through the whole universe had a balance.
Would you like French fries or the side of fruit? Ruffalo orders the side of fruit. It's like, there goes my parlay.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I was like the last game I needed on the parlay. I was 2 strikes, 2 outs, ate the piece of fruit, and then they gave up the walk-off home run, and then I lost the parlay. That's how it happened. But for me here, I'm going to go with the under 8 Mets and Braves. I'm just anticipating a playoff type atmosphere here. I think this is, the Braves, they know they had their chance to make up ground on the Mets before the All-Star break and let it slip. I don't think they're going to want to let that happen again. But, the Mets also tend to play well behind Carlos Carrasco. So I think this is a 3-2 kind of game, whichever way you have it going. So I'll take the under 8 in that one.
I think you got Carrasco and Buck Showalter in the same dugout, and it's like you're asking for trouble. It's like it's just a matter of it's not if, it's when, and I think when is now. I like the Braves to make the move in this series on the Mets. I love the Astros, but I don't like the price. I'm gonna have to go with the under instead. And then I don't know, Twins, Blue Jays. I'm gonna take a straight Ruffalo on that thing. Just pass. Guys, I just don't feel it. Not feeling it today on that one. I don't know. It's like Manoah hasn't been good, and Sonny Gray is, he's 3 runs, right? 5 innings. So I don't know. I think the best value there is the Guardians if you have the guts to go against Verlander. But they are 0-35
got plenty of guts.
0-35 against the American League West. Speaking of 0-35, Drew Hutchison gets the ball here for the Tigers against the Rays. Got Texas Rangers and Chicago White Sox. Cole Ragans makes it to the major leagues. Former first-round pick. Finally. Took him
He's only 24 years old.
Took him 6 years.
Only 24. That's not that big.
Got the Cardinals, Jose Quintana, in the house against the Cubs, who traded Dylan Cease and Eloy Jimenez for him many years ago. And then we've got the Kansas City Royals, Chris, son of a boo bitch, up against the Red Sox, Nick Pivetta. Brian loves Pivetta. He's another Brian guy.
He's out of my rotation, just so you know.
What did he do to get out of the rotation? Did he win?
He gave up, 16 runs over 3 games.
It's like you
That
won. You're
usually
out
makes
of
him the ace.
It's like if they win, like the Orioles. It's like if they win, then they're public play. They're out of the rotation. It's like, what do you think of these?
Whose turn?
Whoever wants to go.
Oh, I'm going to go first then. I'm going to grab it. I think you mentioned the Rays and the Tigers, correct? Against Hutchins. I normally don't lay a ton of juice here, but I'll take Tampa Bay minus the 175. Just a small play, keep me interested. I think these are the type of games the Rays have been winning for years, and they can't afford to lose it. Springs usually goes about 5 innings, and the Rays bullpen takes over. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay. And then White Sox Rangers, I think it's maybe one of the better free picks of the day. I like Cole Reagan's. If you look at his lifetime numbers in the minor leagues, 8-5, 3.04 ERA, and 1.12 WHIP.
Terrible.
I think this is
he's been terrible in the minors, and he's been getting whooped.
This season in the minors, he's having a good year.
He's been getting whooped, and 3.4 something in the minors is what he's been this year.
That's lifetime.
No, this year he's been getting stomped.
I have him at 8-5, 3.04 ERA, and a 1.12 WHIP.
Nope. You got bad information. And aside from that, the Rangers have lost 36 games in a row.
Well, this line's kind of light for Johnny Cueto, minus 130. I'm not falling into that.
Light for Johnny Cueto. Okay. Not taking the minus 135 on the 68-year-old pitcher on the road. I'm not falling for it.
Reagan's is the guy.
They're begging you to take Cueto.
They're begging you to take Cueto today. Begging.
The
White Sox are one of those teams now. They're starting to get hot, so people will be back on them.
Nope.
All right. Well, we disagree now.
Nope. They're humping up on the Royals. Chris?
Yeah, for me in these ones, I like the under 7.5 between the Cubs and Cardinals. And for the record, that Marcus Stroman deal, the opt-out after 2023, and he gets $2 million a year if he reaches 160 innings in the first each of the first 2 seasons. So I'll have to see how that works out. Probably not this year, but I just think Jose Quintana going to want to put forth a strong effort.
What was that? Whoa.
What? What did I say?
Quintana. This is like going for trying to show us up here.
That's what they said on the broadcast. So I've been saying Quintana. Quintana, Jose. He's going to want to put forth a strong effort for his new team. And I think this is just going to be another low-scoring Cubs-Cardinals game. So I'll go with the under there. And I'm going to go with the over between the Red Sox and Royals. Chris Bubich, I was on him. The only reason that last start against the Yankees went over the total was because of that rain delay. But I think the Red Sox can get to Bubich for a few here. But Nick Pivetta has been disappointing, to say the least, over his last few starts. I think that game gets into double digits. So give me the over 9 in that one.
Anyways. I like the Tigers against the Rays. I think you can go reverse run line. Listen to this. Oh, am I supposed to say something? The Tampa Bay Rays are 22-28 on the road this season. The Tigers are 42-64 overall, but they're 24-27 at home this season. Straight value here, plus 156 with Hutch. Really? I mean, the numbers, you wouldn't think it on the surface. And then you throw in that actually the Tigers are playing the better baseball right now. All right, there. I said it. Brian's humping up on the favorite, as usual.
That's a rare pick.
Minus 186. Oh, the minus 290 on Musgrove. It wasn't good enough for me. But.
Hutchison's just a guy that I can play. I like the Tigers. I'm a Tiger guy. Tigers are my Orioles going to close out the year. I like the Tigers. They did me dirty yesterday.
I like the Tigers. This one. I also like the Cardinals again. And Chris, son of a boobich. All right, parlay time.
All right. Well, for mine, I'll go with the Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5. I'll go with the Dodgers minus 1.5, and I'll go with the under 8 in the Braves and Mets.
I'll take the Texas Rangers money line, Cleveland Guardians plus 1.5, and I'll round it out with the Washington Nationals plus 1.5.
Jacksonville Jaguars on the money line with the go Jaguars money line with the Royals, and go with the Tigers reverse run line. Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day.